At every campus, there are always some challenges in front of us. Finding a way to meet those challenges is what's really important for a university, looking forward. The major challenge that our university is facing at the moment, like many others in the country, is enrollment. This slide shows you a little bit about what's happened over the last 5 years with enrollment in all of the higher education sectors, from two-year public institutions to four-year public institutions, private institutions, for-profit and nonprofit. And what you can see is that over the last 5 years, every higher educational sector has seen enrollment declines. What we see here in the state of Iowa is that the number of kids that are graduating from high school who go on to college has dropped significantly. In the last 5 to 6 years, the percentage of students going on to colleges out of high school has dropped from 76% to 66%, a 10 percentage point decline. That's over 3,500 students fewer coming out every single year. Over a 4-year educational timeline, that's nearly 14,000 students. That's a big change in the environment of higher education. We also know that higher education doesn't have the same, so we say, shine that it used to have. We don't hear about how important it is to get to a university, to get to a college, to get a degree. Our economy right now is incredibly hot. Students have the opportunity to take jobs straight out of high school. And that's good right now, but later we know that that will limit their opportunities in the future. We also know that they're much more likely to be laid off when the economy does slow down. It always happens. So we are facing some real headwinds as a university. All universities are. These headwinds have in particular impacted community colleges. They've also impacted universities like ours, comprehensive universities, regional comprehensives. Of 20 regional comprehensives in the Midwest, only 4 of them have showed positive enrollment gains. The other 16 were all down in enrollment, one by as much as 40%, just in the last 8 to 10 years. So it's having an impact across the state, across our country. There are regional areas where enrollments are growing. They're not in the Midwest. Right? We need to realize that while this looks like a huge challenge, and it is, it presents us an opportunity to think differently about what we do as a university and what we need to be doing to get more students into the universities, to prepare them for the jobs that are available in this state, to make sure that they've got the education to be able to keep our economy moving forward, to make sure they have the education they need to be successful in their, not just careers, but in their personal lives as well. We've seen also that there is a significant enrollment decline here on our campus. We have to address this issue. It's important for us to take this on head on. Most of what you're going to hear from this point forward is about how things that we're doing to address the issues of enrollment here at the University of Northern Iowa. We have noticed one thing in our data for this fall, and I can add some updates to the numbers on this particular slide. As we look at the transfer numbers as we look at the numbers of new students coming in or transferring in from Iowa's community colleges, what we are seeing is that, number one, transfers from Iowa community colleges are up a total of about 16 percentage points, 16%. For those students that are transferring to the University of Northern Iowa from one of the Iowa community colleges that are part of the UNI at Iowa Community Colleges program, they're standing now, that number is up now 34%. For those coming from Iowa community colleges that aren't part of that program, it's up 7%. Our work with the UNI at Iowa Community College is paying dividends in recruiting students, not just into the online programs, but into our programs here at the university. We're seeing a growth in direct transfers from those institutions in particular. But because we have gotten a lot of information out about our work with the community colleges, about the changes in our general education program to create Unify, and that allows students who have an AA or an AS degree to come to the university and be ready to go into their major and not have general education requirements left. We're seeing an increase in our transfer rates from Iowa community colleges in particular. Overall, our transfer students, including Iowa community colleges, but also from the other universities and colleges in the state and from out of state, is up about 12% at this point. We're rapidly growing that transfer population, which is very good news. A little bit of effort to get our name out across the state and into other states is paying some dividends. I want to thank the people in enrollment management and admissions for their work in our community colleges to grow our connection to these institutions. The work that Paul Sapp has done at Des Moines Area Community College has been vital to this kind of growth.